One morning, after she had left for work and I had my time alone, a crazy idea crossed my mind. One of the books she had recommended to me was about love. One of the most important things to remember, it said, is that you must love yourself. I took a shower, a long and hot one, then went to lie down naked on my bed. I thought of touching myself. Masturbation, it's called. But simply could not imagine just how this self-love was done. I contented myself with daydreams. The day before, a fat man had offered me money for sex. At least, I assumed he had wanted sex. He used phrases and terms I'd never heard before. I was too shy to ask Lenore. She was so experienced with men. I just felt too silly to ask. The fat man had offered $75, I recalled in amazement. That was more than I could earn in a week. It sounded interesting, making money that way. There were a lot of whores in Akron. I would have to think about this. It could be a very nice supplement to my income. Then my heart sank. If I did go to bed with a man, I wouldn't know what to do. What if they wanted something complicated? Some boys in high school once tried to tell me there was a lot more to sex than what they'd shown me in their cars. But I didn't want to hear them talk about anything, especially not about sex. Hearing it scared me. I wanted to be left alone. Again, present-day Akron returned me to consciousness. The walk was over. The steps to my new place were concrete and painted pale blue, not at all as nice as the old wooden loft steps on Cadillac Hill. What's wrong with using wood, I wondered. Everything new in Akron is fake. Sampson's was busy when I got there. Since it was late shift, the family dinner groups grew fewer and fewer, being replaced by new faces, alone or in couples. Many were drunk and noisy. I filled their orders emotionlessly. The professor wanted emotionlessly. I filled their orders. A few of the men fumbled for my rear end when I bent over. I was used to it. They meant nothing. I served a young man wearing long hair as fried chicken dinner. It hadn't bothered me to look at his face. But just as I was leaving to seat some new customers, he touched my elbow to get my attention. I froze. "Hey, relax," he said. His hair was blonde and shiny, and his blue eyes startled me with their direct, unabashed stare. I looked away instantly, having grown accustomed to the lack of eye contact that denoted good manners among Lenore's black friends. He let go of me, sensing my hostility. "Well, I guess people don't talk much in Akron," he said, "but I'm not from around here, so you're going to have to put up with me for a minute." "I'm busy," I said simply. I was getting pretty bored with these men and the things they said. "I know," he smiled, "but I have to tell you, I think you're pretty." This is a novel approach, I said to myself. Deep inside me was that vague longing again, but my face remained hard and still. "You're about the only girl I've met around here who isn't a whore," he continued. "How come?" "I don't know. But people change." That was all I could say. She always waited for me to come home before eating. "Lenore," I began one night after our late dinner, "did you like being a..." The words were coming on all breathy again. I felt a little scared invading her privacy, but I had to continue. "Being a night lady?" I knew that wasn't quite the phrase. "What?" she said, looking up from her book. "Look at this," she offered, pushing it toward me. It was a picture book full of blurry colors. "Impressionist paintings. Pretty, huh?" "What's a night lady? What do you mean, honey?" I felt myself choke on the food in my mouth. Was it wrong for me to ask? Prostitute? Her face grew stern. "Oh, that. Why?" "Well, you told me once that you did it for a while." I wish I hadn't brought it up. The friendly warmth between us grew cold. She pointed her fork at me. "If you're thinking of it, don't." Lord knows it's a temptation around here. But honey, why would you need to lower yourself to that? Held back tears dripped down the inside of my nose. I sniffed, ears burning red in my confusion and embarrassment. I wonder about it sometimes. I mean, the only time I want a man is for those few minutes, and there's money. No, she said firmly. Don't waste yourself like that. It's a terrible thing. Stick with an honest job. You just can't get into it. Something so low. But what could be more honest? I reasoned, moaning, my mind aching with sudden awful thoughts and emotions. Honey, give life a chance. You're a nice girl, I can tell. Someday you'll find the right man, a good one who will treat you right, and you'll come to love him and understand life a little better. Life is for loving and improving yourself. There's no love in whoring around. You have a lot of potential, honey. Be good to yourself. If for nothing else, do it for me. I don't want to see you get all hard inside from learning to sell yourself. All right, I said softly. I'll do it for you, I suppose. Lenore was the only person on earth who had faith in me. At any rate, we dropped the whole matter and never brought it up again.